Welcome, everybody, to the Superhumanistic podcast, where we talk about all things health, wellness, and longevity. Thank you for joining us today. We are your hosts. I'm David.
I'm Jessica.
Make sure that you hit that follow and subscribe button on this podcast so you never miss another episode. We put out one episode a week on Saturdays. Also, please leave us a rating and review if you have ever found value in these episodes, so that others can help. You can help others find these episodes so that they can get some help in their health and wellness journey as well. Also, check us out on YouTube and on Instagram. Last week, we talked about blood pressure. So if you want to learn more about how vital blood pressure is, and you want to learn more about ways to reduce your blood pressure and make sure that it's at the healthy levels, more so, go back and listen to last week's episode. This week, we are going to be talking about Zone 2 cardio. So what if the most powerful form of cardio for fat loss, energy, and longevity felt almost too easy?
So not gasping for air, not drenched in sweat, not completely exhausted.
But instead, controlled, sustainable, and conversational.
So today we're going to get into what Zone 2 cardio is and why some of the top experts in the world believe it's one of the most important things you can do for your long-term health.
All right, so why every top expert talks about Zone 2. So if you follow leaders like Peter Attia, Inigo San Milan, or even Andrew Huberman, they all emphasize Zone 2 cardio as the cornerstone of metabolic health.
And here's why. It directly improves your mitochondria, the energy-producing engines in our cells.
And when it comes to mitochondria, go back and listen to an episode from a few weeks ago, and you can learn more about everything when it comes to mitochondria, because we actually did a full episode on this topic.
Yeah.
So when it comes to mitochondria, this means that you're going to be better fat burning, better endurance, better metabolic flexibility, and slower aging.
So what exactly is Zone 2 really? Well, we'll define it simply for you. Zone 2 is a level of effort where you're working, but you can still hold a conversation.
Yeah, so you're not easily singing, but you're not struggling to breathe, right in the middle ground there, and I should never be singing.
You're a good singer. I don't know what you're talking about. More technically, it's the intensity where your body is primarily burning fat for fuel. You're producing minimal lactate and training your aerobic system efficiently.
Yeah, this is the zone most people skip. They either go too hard and go right into that hit zone, or too easy and there's not enough stimulus there.
So what are then those biggest cardio mistakes? Well, here's the trap with cardio. People think the harder I'm going equals the better workout I have.
So they do those all-out runs. I've seen those guys on the treadmill. They're just like, you think the screws are about to pop off the treadmill and they're going to go flying one way because they're just running so hard on it. Those intense classes as well. I've seen a lot of those with the bicycles and things like that at the gym, or just those random bursts of cardio that you might experience on an interval.
But without that strong aerobic base, you're building fitness on a weak foundation.
Yeah, it's like trying to build a skyscraper or a nice home without that real strong concrete foundation first off.
So what Zone 2 does inside of our bodies, this is where it gets really interesting, actually. Zone 2 trains our body to use oxygen more efficiently.
Yeah, which improves that mitochondrial density. So mitochondria is basically the powerhouse of cells. Again, go back and listen to that episode to get details about that. Fat oxidation and insulin sensitivity are also improvements there.
So this is why some of those top expert uses Zone 2 with elite athletes and patients with those metabolic diseases.
Same protocol, different starting points.
And over time, your body becomes more efficient at producing energy with less stress.
So next, let's jump into how to find your Zone 2. So that'll be the important one. All right, let's make this practical. So how do you actually know that you're in Zone 2?
Yeah, really important, right? So what we talked about before, you're able to do the talk test, right? You should be able to speak in full sentences, but not comfortably singing. As we said earlier, some of us, again, shouldn't sing, but others, like, you shouldn't be able to anyways, so it doesn't really matter. As long as you're able to hold that conversation and speak in full sentences.
Hey, if nobody's watching, pick your favorite karaoke song and give that singing a try. Basically, method 2 is going to be your heart rate. So this is going to be a rough estimate, about 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. So a simple formula for that is 220 minus your age equals max heart rate. Then take 70%, 60 to 70% of that.
Yeah, so then if those two methods, the talk test or the heart rate test, don't meet what you think your zone 2 is, there's the method 3, which is feel. So it should feel sustainable, controlled, and slightly challenging, but not exhausting.
All right, so how much do you need? So according to experts, aim for about 3 to 4 hours per week.
So that could look like 45 minutes 4 times a week, or 30 minutes daily.
And the best part, you can do it through walking, a brisk walk. You could also do it through cycling, also an incline treadmill, or a light jogging, which is what I like to do, is a light jogging part.
Yeah, and I like the incline treadmill. That's my favorite. So what results to expect when we are in our zone 2 cardio? When people actually are committing, so we talk about this a lot too, that in all of what we have discussed on this show, it's all about commitment and consistency. So if you are committed, you'll notice improved endurance, lower resting heart rate, better fat loss, and more stable energy.
And over time, you can do more work with less effort.
So then, final takeaways here.
All right, so if high intensity training is the spark,
then zone 2 is that engine for you.
And without the engine, nothing runs efficiently.
So slow down to level up.
All right, that's what we had for you today. If this episode changed how you think about cardio, share it with someone who's been grinding too hard without results.
Because sometimes the answer isn't more intensity, it's better strategy.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Go out there and be more superhumanistic.
Bye.